Welcome back to a day after the game before. I'm a little bit tired. I'm a little bit hungover. Didn't even get to make a TikTok about the game yesterday because I was out. Oh, it just hurts. Do you know what I mean? Like, we were just so close. I love Kevin Danso. He's been one of our most reliable squad members that we've had in the last few years. And he's received some absolutely horrific abuse since. Just wanted him to put that ball in the stands. Just put that ball in the stand, and we get the 3 points. But alas, that point has become way bigger than football now, so I'm going to leave that one there. Doesn't deserve a single bit of the abuse he's received, so we'll leave that one there. On to the game, though. That was probably the most enjoyable footballing performance we've had in a long, long time, especially in the league. Obviously, the Atletico Madrid game had some sort of element of excitement, but that was a game where we looked like a sort of somewhat semi-competent football team. And isn't it amazing what happens when you play Xavi Simons? Do you know, like what we've been saying all season? He makes things happen. And I know people don't like him. You know, maybe he's a little bit soft, he's a little bit sulky. But you've got to have him on the pitch for the pure chance that something might happen. And it did yesterday. It did. An unbelievable assist for Pedro Porro. That dink was quite literally perfect. And then the goal. The goal was an absolute beauty. Even after the first goal, we had that chance to make it 2. Where if Xavi shot his better or he squares it, it's 2-0 and we're going in at half time in a completely different mindset. The Matoma goal, there's nothing really you can get angry about. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't a mistake from anyone. It was just a world-class goal. There's not a lot you can do about that. But it just does make you rue the chances you missed to make it 2-0 when it was 1-0. But again, Xavi Simons makes things happen. Can we please not have him for the rest of the season? I know Maddison's back, but if we like Simons on the left, that's fine. Maddison in the 10, Xavi on the left, they could link up. That would be very, very nice to witness. Also, I want to give a shout out to Bentancur and Basuma yesterday. Bentancur, first game back from injury, straight in. Thought it was a very good performance from him. Basuma was decent as well. The thing with both of them is we know they can be good. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what the major frustration is. We know they can do the things we want them to. It's just we haven't seen them do it consistently for quite some time. So yesterday, while it was like a first step, and I know we didn't win, but again, the bar's sort of on the floor when it comes to our performances. Was a decent performance from Bentancur and Basuma. Gallagher, you know my thoughts and feelings on Gallagher. He ran around a lot. Don't want to leave him out. And I hate to be a whingy crybaby again, right? But the ref was once again pretty shit. Even to the point that I saw Jack, mate, big West Ham fan, needs us to go down. Even he tweeted, the ref isn't giving Tottenham anything. The Udogie penalty I've seen given many times this season. Van Hecker on Solanke. Romero gets murdered for that. Do you know what I'm like? That's like a point that's not even worth getting upset about because it just is what it is. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing we can do. But whether it's consciously or subconsciously, it's hard not to think these refs would like us to go down. Similar to the Leicester season, where they got every single decision. Refs have come out since saying that they gave them stuff they shouldn't have. But the refs, man, the refs want us down. The refs, the Premier League, everyone wants us down. And with 5 games left, it's looking like it could be likely. I mean, yesterday was there was some real positive signs. We played like a decent team, but I fear that it's too little too late. Yesterday was like a real gut punch. An inevitable gut punch because you knew it was coming. You could just feel it in the air. It's going to be hard to sort of pick ourselves up from yesterday and go again. But we got them. We've got 5 finals left. I mean, we still play Leeds and Wolves. It's possible, but it's going to have to be a hell of a rescue mission, and we need one of the other teams to really fall off. And at the moment, none of them look likely to do so. Also, yesterday we encountered one of my biggest bugbears, and this one was probably one of the worst of the lot. Now, I know Xavi Simons has been through a lot, right? He hasn't had the season he wanted. He hasn't been, playing a lot, which hasn't given him the chance to score or assist a lot. So it's been an underwhelming season for him, and he scores an absolute beauty. I'm sorry, maybe this is like too old school of me. Put your shirt back on and get the ball to the centre spot. I would somewhat have more track with it if that was the last kick of the game. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what? Go crazy. We still had 15 minutes left. And I say this purely because I've seen Tottenham players take their shirts off for unbelievable goals that eventually meant nothing. We know Richarlison. So in every situation with Tottenham, I think my brain goes, what's the most banterful thing that could happen here that would get Tottenham absolutely ripped to shreds? And yesterday, as soon as he took his shirt off and jumped into the crowd, I tweeted saying there's 15 minutes left. Please, can we not do this? Because any chance the universe can take to have us laughed at, it's going to do it. And that yesterday you could see coming an absolute mile off. Now I know these players are feeling the emotions of every game really, really intensely. Every goal we concede isn't a winner for them instantly, and every goal we concede isn't a winner. No, every goal we score instantly isn't a guaranteed winner. You pick the ball up, you put the ball back on the spot, and you go again. I had the same issue with Paulinho against Wolves. I mean, that was for a draw. But I remember making a TikTok about it and people telling me to lighten up a bit, saying, oh, come on. And I get it. You're probably right. And it was a beautiful moment for Xavi Simons, and I was buzzing. But in my head, as soon as that happened, I knew the universe wasn't going to allow that to be his perfect day. And then with 15 minutes left, we then just go on the back foot. But when Brighton scored, what did they do? They went and got the ball, they went and put back on the centre spot, and then they were then pushing for a winner. Again, I completely understand the sort of level of relief that Xavi Simons probably felt from scoring that. It was a beautiful goal, one of the best we've scored this season, and we haven't scored many goals, but you get the point. But it's just about, keeping it in line. When we concede, let's not sulk like the world's ended. And when we score, obviously celebrate, but it should just be back to business a little bit quicker. Because yesterday you could see that coming a mile off. And now we've got to hope Palace can get something against West Ham. Otherwise we are so in trouble. But again, there was positive signs yesterday. Yesterday was a good performance. It was a decent performance, again, for our standards. And that's the thing, if we get in De Zerbi and it turns out to be too late, that once again goes back to the board. I haven't even spoke about the board. I'm 9 minutes in. I've done well. But let's just hope the gods are in our favour. But at the moment, they're not. They don't seem to be. They've abandoned us all season. But we've got Wolves next week, Saturday, 3 o'clock. We'll see. Fingers crossed we can finally get a win. Let me know who was your man of the match yesterday. For me, got to be Xavi Simons. He was everywhere. He was making things happen. Was a bit gutted not to see James Maddison. I think he stormed down the tunnel a little bit fuming, which is understandable because we used our 5 subs. Xavi Simons was clearly struggling, but hopefully we can see Maddison soon. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the game, anything I missed, all of that good jazz. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday.